It's been an honor to serve as your council member, and I'm running again so that together we can continue building a future that includes all of us. I've got the experience to organize community-centered approaches and secure investments to match. We delivered on our values rather than simply profess them. My office has a proven track record of progressive action. We committed to investing in historically underfunded schools, so we provided mental health funding for our South End schools. We said we'd prevent displacement, so we won tenant protections, monumental worker protections like paid sick leave for gig workers, and secured rent control for our small businesses. I secured permanent funding for community-driven development and for the Green New Deal, and all of this when times were really difficult. Let's advance these wins even further. I envision housing abundance and vibrant small businesses within reach of all generations who can stay rooted in their community. Children with full stomachs, single mothers with full wallets. Community networks preventing violence rather than just reacting to it. And I've just begun building alternatives to punishment and incarceration, especially for our Black and brown neighbors who suffer from the paradox of over-policing and under-policing. Let's deepen our investments in care and shared prosperity. We all deserve to feel safe in our neighborhoods, and as a mom with 2 kids in Seattle public schools, it's important to me that all our children are safe, whether they're walking to school or enjoying the park. We've only just begun that work by investing resources in District 2 that we need to improve our community health, our joy, and safety. Thank you for getting me here. I hope to continue serving the vibrant communities of District 2. We're proudly endorsed by MLK Labor, the 37th District Democrats, Progreso Latino, Working Families Party, Representative Jayapal, State Senator Saldana, and dozens of others. I hope to have your support too.
My name is Tanya Wu. I grew up in Beacon Hill, work at my family business in the Chinatown International District, and now live in Rainier Beach. I've seen how South Seattle has changed. I've seen what happens in neighborhoods that don't have a voice, and we are expected to live with bad city policies. I want to change that. As a community advocate, I have fought against continued discrimination from the city, which has done damage to one of the most endangered neighborhoods in America. I learned that fighting for our voice when the city imposes their will without listening to our community is a fight we can win. Now, I want to bring that same passion to fight for all of South Seattle. I know how to achieve better public safety. Every week, I practice what alternative policing looks like with my community watch group. We prevent violence while working with first responders when needed and provide mutual aid to the unhoused in the CID. I also know how to create more affordable housing. My family renovated the historic Louisa Hotel into new workforce housing, which only charges our residents a percentage of their income so that no one is charged a rent they cannot afford. We need to move past elected leaders telling us what they're going to do, but never showing up to do what people really want. Leaders that listen to the community, even when it's not politically convenient. We need to elect people who will show up and do the hard work it takes to run the city. Together, we can uplift South Seattle to be the place we know it can be. I promise to show up, work hard, and help make Seattle better together. I'm Tanya Wu, and I'm asking for your support for Seattle City Council District 2.
Hello, my name is Margaret Elizabeth, and I'm running for Seattle City Council in District 2. I first visited Seattle during June of 1999 and fell in love with the city. I vividly remember sitting in a coffee shop in Kirkland and looking south towards Mount Rainier, the sky an impossible blue where you can see for miles, and Mount Rainier took my breath away. I moved to Seattle in 2012 into the Belltown neighborhood where I lived for 5 years. In 2017, I moved to Rainier Beach where I've lived ever since. South Seattle is a wonderfully rich and vibrant neighborhood, and I'm happy to call it home. We have a lot of serious issues facing us as citizens of Seattle, and I'd like to mention 3 things we need to directly address: universal citywide single-payer health care, the right to shelter, and a real living wage. Health care is a right, and we need to enact legislation to make this right a reality. Following the models of Healthy San Francisco and NYC's Health and Hospitals, the City of Seattle should establish a universal healthcare access program to ensure all residents receive free, at point-of-service healthcare without relying on employer-sponsored plans or private insurance. The City of Seattle should establish rent control and renters' rights, end exclusive single-family zoning, ban new Airbnb developments, establish high-density, mixed-income housing near transit centers, and the city should expand cooperative housing, expand social housing, and make it easier to enter and sustain home ownership for Seattle residents. The City of Seattle should adopt a $25 an hour true living wage, which is automatically adjusted based on the cost of healthcare, housing, food, transportation, and inflation. I'm running for Seattle City Council in District 2 because I believe that we have a chance at an evergreen future if we take bold action now. Nobody else is going to help us. We're all we've got.